Well, my next guest is uniquely qualified to answer this. Alex Isenstadt is a senior political reporter at Axios. His book, Revenge, the inside story of Trump's return to power, recounted a moment during Trump's 2024 campaign where Trump used a decoy plane to throw off any would-be Iranian assassins. Alex, great to have you here. So, you know, this decision that President Trump is wrestling with is a legacy-defining decision. It's something that could define his presidency. It could dramatically impact our national security. It could dramatically impact the world.
It's absolutely the biggest decision that he is facing so far in his presidency. And it's a decision that has really, we've seen, split his base. Trump, to a certain extent, to a large extent, really ran on the notion of solving the country's problems as opposed to solving the world's problems. And his promise attracted a lot of supporters, people like Tucker Carlson and others. And a lot of those supporters are feeling alienated from the notion that Trump could now launch an attack on Iran. And so this is going to have huge ramifications for Trump's presidency and also for his supporters who just voted him into office.
Yeah, to say there's disagreement in the Republican Party is a massive understatement. You're referring to, you just mentioned Tucker Carlson. There was an exchange between Tucker Carlson and Senator Ted Cruz that went seriously viral. Let's play a clip.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
What's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay,
It's not even, you don't know anything about Iran. So
okay,
actually
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know anything about the country.
Okay, it kind of devolved from there, Alex. The isolationist wing of the party is warning that Netanyahu is dragging the U.S. into this war, while the more hawkish wing agrees that with Israel, that the time is now to finish off Iran's nukes.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I write about in the book is that one of the big reasons Trump won was because he appealed to people in this country who felt ignored by elites, who felt that the government had disregarded them and that wasn't paying enough attention to their problems. Trump very much played to those people. And so the notion, if you listen to some critics, of potentially going into Iran, the notion that he could go into Iran, launch a strike, and start focusing on a foreign war, many people think that by doing that, he's going to alienate a lot of those people who put him into the White House to begin with. And so this is a really critical decision, you're right, for him politically and for his legacy.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people are surprised that once he got into office this second time, after Iran reportedly tried to assassinate him, according to our own Justice Department, that he then wrote a letter to the Ayatollah saying, let's sit down, let's work out a deal. What does that say that he was willing to set aside the fact that they tried to kill him, that they hacked into Susie Wiles' email, and yet he still wanted to somehow negotiate a deal instead of do some military strike like this?
Yeah, it's really fascinating. I'm glad you bring that up because I think it illustrates how Trump, above all else, loves to see himself as a deal maker. What has defined Trump's almost 6 months in office right now has been the fact that so much of what he's been focused on is deal making, whether it's with tariffs, whether it's with foreign affairs, Russia, Ukraine, Israel. So much of what Trump's focus has been on has been trying to make deals. And so he likes the idea of making a deal with Iran. Now, here's the situation is that Trump and a lot of people around him are concerned that Iran may be dragging out these negotiations in hopes of achieving a nuclear bomb. Trump doesn't like the idea of getting played, and that may encourage him ultimately to launch a strike on Iran.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.